welcome to Driver of Destiny. And the LGBTQ plus community has been incredibly supportive to me in more ways than I can possibly verbalize, especially during the course of my recovery from a recent health setback. I love you all so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. This video is going to be about the LGBTQ plus Pride Month 2021 and what that means for all of us, plus 3 areas of real progress that I would like to see in the LGBTQ plus community going forward. Shall we? Alright then, strap in for the ride and keep watching. Come on guys, keep watching, keep watching, keep watching.
Hi and hello everybody, my name is Redrum. I'm here in Jersey City. We are celebrating Pride. Pride is a lovely time in the year where LGBTQ plus people get to celebrate who they are, feel valid in who they are, and not feel like they're alone. We are a huge, bright, vibrant, diverse community, and Pride Month is really a time where we get to show that off.
I love Pride so much. It's full of joy, it's full of happiness, it's full of love, and that's one of my favorite things. It's a very celebratory month. Even though we are queer every day of the year, it's great to have a whole month just to celebrate.
So, it's been nearly 100 years since the first documented gay rights organization came into existence, and that was the Society for Human Rights, which was founded in 1924, and they lasted barely a year before police raids forced them to shut down. The push for equality for LGBTQ plus folks has existed for a long time. So here are 3 areas that I feel would really empower LGBTQ plus folks in terms of any progress that I envision going forward. Alright, and let's jump right down to it. So number 1, more LGBTQ plus friendly storybooks for kids. So how many of you remember growing up with stories of Rapunzel and Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty? They were almost always princesses who were damsels in distress, and these princesses would eventually go on to meet and fall in love with Prince Charming, and then they would live happily ever after. Now there are lots of storybooks and even nursery rhymes like Coco Melon and so on and so forth today that educate toddlers about the importance of recycling and environmental consciousness and what have you. So obviously that's changing today, but what I would like to see are more LGBTQ plus friendly storybooks that can open children up to the existence of different kinds of couples rather than just man-woman couples, and I would like to see these storybooks become as popular today as Cinderella and Rapunzel were ages ago. Number 2, more sensitivity toward trans folks within the LGBTQ plus community. The LGBTQ plus community is a super close-knit, super wonderful group of people who have personally inspired me to evolve into a better version of myself. But things are not all that rosy for trans folks.
And there have been cases of gays being simply unaware of the sensitivities of trans people.
So, I've been a journalist, and in one of my jobs, I had a gay boss. One day when I got off the phone with one of my sources who worked at a large bank, and let's just call this bank person X because, I'm not going to reveal names and organizations and banks for obvious reasons, right? So I get off the phone with X, and my editor, aka my boss, wants to know what's going on. So my boss asked me, well, who was this person you were on the phone with? And, we are on a stringent deadline. When are they going to get back? And blah, blah, blah. So I tell my editor I was speaking to X, and X said that she will forward my email to their team and they will circle back. My editor responds with, okay, you spoke to X. If I were you, I would follow up with him in an hour or 2. Now I'm puzzled. Because X and I had, spoken on the phone several times, but we had never met in person. X, had a woman's name and sounded like a woman. So either X was a woman or X identified as a woman, right? So why is my editor referring to X as him? It turns out that my editor knew this person from years ago.
And my editor mentioned to me that this person had had a gender reassignment surgery and was a trans woman.
So I was like, okay, so now that makes sense. But does it really? Wait a minute, isn't it dreadfully inappropriate to refer to a trans woman as he, him? As far as I'm concerned, many trans women seem to prefer to go by she, her, or they, them, and that doesn't necessarily apply only to trans folks, but to LGBTQ plus people in general. And there are some people who prefer to just go by their name. For example, Susan was running late for Susan's appointment. get it. I do understand that it's difficult sometimes to figure out which pronouns are best for which people. I get that. But if you're not sure of someone's pronouns, ask them. And even if you can't ask the person, doesn't it kind of make sense to refer to people by way of the gender that they identify with rather than the gender that they were born into? We can't call a trans woman here just because they were biologically born a man, because that's highly disrespectful and that hurts, and words matter. Number 3, more LGBTQ plus representation at senior roles across industries. Okay, so we have trans political office holders like Delaware Senator Sarah McBride and Assistant Health Secretary in the Department of Health and Human Services, Dr. Rachel Levine in the US. And we have a lot of LGBTQ plus folks in film and entertainment, ranging from Kristen Stewart and Miley Cyrus to Demi Lovato, who came out as pansexual fairly recently. And we're also seeing LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs and CEOs, including Apple's Tim Cook and Qantas Airlines top chief Alan Joyce. But when it comes to job hunters seeking senior management roles across industries, it's kind of a different story. Of course, there are a few LGBTQ plus folks in junior roles and even mid-senior roles, but what we'd like to see is more LGBTQ plus representation in senior management across industries, ranging from big pharma to financial institutions. And there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and remember to click on the notifications bell. Click, 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 so that you can get notified every time I post new content online. Please do subscribe. Also remember to share this video with everyone you love. And don't forget to check out my last video, Not a Love Story, which is a teaser for my upcoming novel, as well as my book song Seesaw, which is a musical representation of the same novel. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Always remember, together we can rise. Shine.